In this video, I'm going to be showing you the basic examples of differentiation. So we have three separate questions here, and when you are differentiating, you just need to remember that you multiply by the power and then you reduce the power by 1. So here we have y equals 5x cubed minus 10x squared plus 6x minus 9. So as soon as we differentiate, y becomes dy dx. So then we have dy dx. Now let's multiply by the power. So 3 times 5 is 15. Our x stays. And reduce the power by 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So we have 15x squared. Next one now. Remember, multiply by the power. So 2 times minus 10 is minus 20. And 2 minus 1. I could write x to the power of 1 here, but you never really write x to the power of 1. So just for this example, I will leave it. Now, here we have 6x. If you ever have a number just with x, when you differentiate, you just get that number. Because it's like there's a 1 here, 1 times 6 is 6, and then reduce 1 by 1, so you have x to the power of 0, and anything to the power of 0 is automatically 1. But for short, if you just remember, any number with x, when you differentiate it, you just have the number. And then also, if you just have a number on its own, that just gets you 0. I would never write 0, so just imagine that is completely gone. Now, the next one here, it's f of x equals. So, you need to remember that y and f of x is the same thing. If you differentiate y, you get dy dx. If you differentiate f of x, you get f dashed of x. So here, I'm not going to write dy dx, I'll write f dashed of x. Now, exact same method. Multiply by the power, reduce the power by 1. So 4 times 8, we have 32. Then reduce the power by 1. Now let's multiply the power. So 3 times minus 4, we have minus 12. Reduce the power by 1. Here, so 2 times minus 6 is minus 12. Reduce the power by 1, so I'm not going to write x to the power of 1, I'm just going to leave it as 12x. Now, be careful of these ones. So, the exact same method, so a half times 10. So, when you multiply a half times 10, that gets you 5. Then, we still have to reduce the power by 1. And a half minus 1, so use your calculator if you're unsure. So, a half minus 1 is going to be minus a half. And we'll just leave it like that for the moment. We have a number on its own, so when you differentiate that, we have nothing left. The next question then, so rather than being all x's, it's now in t's. So exact same method. So I'm going to write it as ds dt equals now. So bring the 5 down, so we have 5t, then reduce the power by 1. Same here, so bringing the 4 in front, so we have 4t, reduce the power by 1, so 4t cubed. Here, 3 times 3 is 9, and reduce the power then by 1. Here now again, remember, multiply by the power, so a half times minus 2 would get us minus 1, and then we'll have t then to the power of a minus a half. The minus 1, that'll just disappear. So here, rather than writing minus 1t, we never really write 1x or 1y. So just to clean that up a bit, I'm going to get rid of that minus 1. So ds dt is equal to 5t to the power of 4. So all the rest of the equation is the exact same. Minus t now to the power of minus a half. And that is the basics of differentiation.